શ્રેયા પોણા પાંચે શ્રેયા બેન ને લઈને હા
Kapade sir, you start sir.
yeah okay sir yeah so sorry for interruption in between and I have some urgent meeting with director so he called me urgently so sorry I break for 5 minutes and it's now 4:15 and I'll take only 30 minutes of you to discuss the managerial and administrative aspect of the waste management. So, the managerial aspect of healthcare waste management, you have to conduct audit, you have to use various tools to find out from where this waste is generated, the quantity, the type, the category, and what are the method to reduce. Again, I'm focusing on the reduction of the waste. The outcome, we have to define the policies, focus on the guidelines and SOP that we have to make. We have to focus on the cost, the investment, capital cost, the operational and recurring, the contingency and overhead costs. Again, we have already discussed regarding the committee, infection control committee and the waste, we can say waste committee or other waste committee also. Focus on the infection prevention and control, focus on the waste management, focus on the implementation of the biomedical waste management and the solid waste management also. Because this is regarding the waste management, then we have to focus on both biomedical waste management and non-biomedical waste management also, solid waste and all. You have to maintain, keep all the document ready and we have to maintain all the records. So these are the various forms that is given in the guideline and act of 2016 Biomedical Waste Management Authority. So I will not go in detail again for that. Monitoring, internal and external evaluation and training of all the personnel who are generating the waste. Monitoring, generating, transporting, and also final disposal. You have to focus on all aspects. So waste audit. Why waste audit? Because every day all the healthcare facilities generate various kind of waste, which include infectious, biomedical waste, non-infectious, your solid waste, and your liquid waste. So we have to do audit to understand and get an insight into the existing system in inventory management of waste management, characterization and quantification of the waste, as I mentioned, the quantity and categorization. Determine the logistic required for the management of waste. Selection of appropriate technology for the final treatment, pre-treatment and final disposal. To design and generate protocol for various aspects of healthcare waste management like segregation, how to segregate, how to transport, the handling mechanism, the storage, your temporary storage, your permanent storage, or your storage up to what limit. It's pre-treatment, final disposal with the law of land. Monitoring system, recording, reporting, and tracking of waste. So audit help to focus on this aspect. So to do waste audit, you have to do exercise which help to review the identification of source of the generation of waste. You have to focus on the identification, the source, various sources from where this waste is generated. Your waste may be from the laboratory, your waste from the operation theater, your waste from the wards and ICU and all other areas. your waste from the your kitchen, your laundry, and all areas that you have to identify the source by doing this audit. Then, after identification, you have to quantify as per the category of the generation of the waste. Waste category wise, retreatment, whether it may be infected or not infected, we have to do retreatment if it is infected. So, to find out the uh, technology that can be used for the retreatment, then movement of the waste and storage within the healthcare facility, from which route, at what time you will move your waste from the generation point to the temporary storage area, and from temporary storage area to the final disposal facility. Your audit can also help this. The status of pre-treatment equipment like needles destroyed, waste treatment equipment like autoclave, microwave, and all. Condition of personal protective equipment and spillage kit. Incidence of sharp injury and safety measures taken. So these all include your waste audit exercise. This may be your parameter to audit the waste management in your healthcare facility. There are three-stage process of waste audit. The first stage involves the visit by the senior nursing staff or any person who is aware of the all component of the waste management. He or she can do the audit. Who may be it is preferable that the person who is doing audit may be the part of the committee or infection control team. Second component or second stage is to conduct the waste audit by the reviewing available document. You can do prospective audit also, or you can do the audit through your document and record available, or by doing site visit or interview of the waste handlers also, and the generator also. The third phase is the report preparation, final report preparation and presentation to the top management of the institute to show the actual implemented waste management process in the institute and the observation and the recommendation as per the guideline. Waste audit outcome may be type of the waste, color coded bags, container required for the waste segregation, your requisite for the trolley for handling of waste from source to the temporary storage area, temporary waste storage area requirement, necessary provision required, your final disposal visit, and the structure, equipment, and all process, whether implemented in the final disposal facility or not. That can help in your audit. Wastewater generation and its characteristic and system required for its treatment to comply with the effluent. Again, the effluent treatment discharge norms, which is given in the biomedical waste treatment facility, the all the MOD, BOD, and your pH level after the treatment, and after the requirement is met, then you can drain your treated water from the ETP or STP from the common municipal waste. Source of air emissions, measures required for the control of air emissions monitoring requirement to comply with the condition of consent or authorization granted by the Pollution Control Board. So again, I will not go in detail with the infection control committee because I already have taken a lecture on the infection control program, and these all are the personnel that may be the part of the infection control committee. The role I have already discussed. Waste management is not only uh, involvement of the person who is directly handling the waste, but all the personnel from the top management, your medical superintendent or your CEO, your chairman, and all your supervisory staff, your sanitary inspector and all. Because their role is to provide the resources and monitoring whether the implementation of the waste management guideline is being followed or not. So it is also a part of the role to look after the waste management, not only biomedical waste management, but only also for the other non-biomedical waste management also. So this is the role of the waste management committee. So prepare the SOP as per the guideline, monitoring, periodic review, of course, to look for the implementation and outcome. If required, any revision and update. Implementation of healthcare waste management policies and procedures. Documentation in the form of quantum, quality, evaluation of the data and presentation. Any other functionalities that deem it fit can be included or called for as and when required by the chairman of the committee. So this is again, I'll not go in detail. The administrative aspect, as we have already discussed. So the head of the hospital is responsible to ensure obtaining required approval. It is the responsibility of the head of the institute or hospital to get approval or authorization from the required from the competent authority for the generation of the waste for the temporary storage and final disposal. Which kind of waste the institute is generating, they have to take approval for that. Designate a waste management officer to supervise and implement the waste management plan. It is the responsibility of the head or the top management to provide sufficient financial and personal resources and all other resources for the executing waste management plan. Ensure the monitoring procedures are incorporated in plan. Ensure adequate training to all category of staff for the implementation. Ensure proper record maintenance and its reporting within the stipulated time frame to the regulatory authorities. What are the responsibility of the waste management officer or who is looking after the waste management? It may be your infection control nurse or infection control officer or your sanitary inspector, but who has the knowledge, complete knowledge regarding the waste management. It is the responsibility of the waste management officer to implement the waste management plan, ensure the proper segregation of the waste, control internal waste collection, ensure correct storage, coordinate with the disposal operation, final disposal, transportation and all, monitoring of on-site and off-site and transportation, maintenance of all records in the prescribed format, liaising with the departmental head to ensure training of all the staff, monitor waste generation disposal costs also, and public health aspect, whether any injuries due to the waste. Liaising with the regulatory authority for obtaining approval and renewal. Submission of annual reports to the regulatory authority in prescribed format. Coordination with the inspection team of the authority in the time of the inspection. Definitely, there is need of the monitoring for the regular waste management part. See the progress of the implementation of the healthcare waste management system in the healthcare facility. Information on the waste generation practices over time for proactive future action. Information on the areas of strengths and weakness so as to reinforce the management system to take corrective actions. Information of the achievement of set targets and standards. Measure the operations and maintenance performance of the healthcare services related to healthcare waste management. Whereas parameter for the monitoring, component of system that needs to be monitored, for example, practice suggests segregation, whether the segregation is all the staff who is generating waste, they are doing segregation as per the segregation SOPs and guideline. Documentation process is being followed or not. Whether top management is supplying beans and plastic bags, PPE kit, and the required resources for the proper waste and management. Whether the disinfection or autoclaving is done as per the guideline, proper disinfection and proper autoclaving is done with the waste. Who has done the frequency of the process of the pre-treatment and final disposal and management also, the feedback and corrective and preventive action, and change again the line of control. Monitoring may be day-to-day, daily basis, because as waste is generated in each and every shift, or we can say every moment, the procedures is being taken place in the healthcare facility. So the waste is also generated 24/7, anytime. So healthcare facility can decide on what to monitor on a day-to-day basis. Segregation is the heart of waste management and is to be monitored on day-to-day basis. The frequency and what to monitor can be decided by your institute. Periodic monitoring is to be done by the supervisory level staff, your waste manager. It include segregation at different points of generation, the transportation, the ways of transportation, the timing of the transportation, occupational safety issue, testing and analysis of treated liquid waste from the plant, mandatory record maintain or not maintain as per the laws or as per the rule and the guideline, training capacity building, monitoring of financial aspect, cost of material and consumables. That can be done periodically. Either it may be done monthly basis or on quarterly basis. The various components of monitoring, as I mentioned, the quantities, the segregation, labeling, proper labeling is done, collection is proper, handling, use of PPE, transportation, storage, any spillage, either blood, body fluid, mercury, chemical, inventory management, proper equipment is available now, any shortage of bags, bean, and anything, resources, properly maintained or not, various register, injury register, records. Who's conducting evaluation is based on the following criteria. It may be based on internal or external. We can say our infection control team or infection control committee or waste management committee that can do internal evaluation by their team, or external can be done by the regulatory authority, and which is more unbiased and realistic. So classification of the evaluation is depend on the person, or it may be depend on the internal or external, or it may be depend on the periodicity. Because external agency, they cannot conduct regularly monthly evaluation or all. They are coming on quarterly basis or 6 monthly basis and do evaluation of the implementation of the waste management. And the reporting to the authority is also one type of the evaluation they are doing on the basis of the data provided. Segregation management at generator includes segregation, packing storage, legal compliance is, as I have mentioned, the authorization certificate, annual report submission. These are the legal aspect, management aspect, and transportation of biomedical waste to the site. If we will not manage our waste properly, then you can see the big brother eyes. These are the big brothers because all your pollution control board, they can give your notice. There are clause for the penalties, clause for the closure of the healthcare institution under the law to close your site. Your media, they highlight your waste management. This is found from this hospital. Waste management is not proper in this hospital, and you'll get a notice and all. Court penalize you, and higher offices also, because you have to follow all the act and rules and regulation, the regulatory aspect that you have to follow. That is mandatory to follow. No one can excuse from the implementation. Even NGO also, they can go into court and court will then finally start the investigation and they can give direction to the officials or health authorities. So these are the steps of biomedical waste management. The same. So notice, closure, jail, and fine. And these are the legal aspects that if you will not follow the biomedical waste management rule and act. So this is regarding your administrative and legal aspect of the waste management. As I have discussed about the biomedical waste management in detail, but it is applicable to the solid waste management also and liquid waste management also. Liquid waste management is also comes under the your biomedical waste generation rule, management rule, and you have to follow the municipal act or solid waste management act for the solid waste, which is your kitchen waste and other your waste. So thank you very much. So any questions from both the presentation or both the lecture? Your legal, medical, legal, administrative aspect, that what you have to do, what you have to monitor for the waste management, and what is the pre-treatment of the waste. So thank you very much. Any questions? Hello.
No, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
No question, sir. Thank you very much.
So we can stop now here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Control me. Remote side has left the meeting. Your presentation by remote side.
Sir, class was over.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Class is over.
Just wait, then Bhupinder sir will join. Next class will start. Kapadia sir class is over, na?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Sir, Bhupender sir will take the class at 5 p.m.